Hello gardening friends. Today's video on how to grow your own toilet paper is a bit of a departure from my normal videos of how to grow nutrient dense food, but it is sort of in keeping, and it is in growing nutrient dense product. With the uncertainty of our future right now and the way people have come into the grocery stores and just cleaned off the shelves of all the toilet paper and other products, I really feel it's my civic duty to give you this video to show you how easy it is to grow this product yourself. A lot of people don't know that you can grow toilet paper, and they don't realize that it's an agricultural product. You can tell when they're about ready to harvest. But I'm gonna give you the history of toilet paper, and then I'll show you how to grow your own toilet paper from selecting the right seed or ordering the seed if you need to order it, the whole way up to harvesting. Homegrown is much better than the commercial product. The homegrown product is softer, stronger, and more absorbent. So if you are a prepper, a homesteader, a hoarder, or you would like to lessen your footprint on the planet, or you would just like to grow a great homegrown organic product, this video is for you. Like my mama always used to say, there's only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown toilet paper. So make sure you are subscribed and click that bell because you're not going to want to miss next week's video on how to grow Coca-Cola. Alright, let's get right to it. So as with any good story, there are a lot of truths, a lot of half-truths, and outright lies. So it's going to be up to you to see and determine what is what in my story. There were two people that were actually the pioneers in this industry, really. Toilet paper, the toilet paper tree, is actually a product that originated in the rainforests of the Amazon, along the Amazon River in Brazil. And in 1913, President Roosevelt was just recovering from a failed presidential bid. Most of this information I got from the Amazon expedition that nearly killed President Theodore Roosevelt, and I will leave a link to that video down in the description so that you can see all the credits for the pictures and everything. During this expedition, they had a lot of trouble, and in these pictures you actually don't see Thomas Patrick Sharman because he got a little bit of a malaria bug and a flu bug, and he was actually looking for product, looking for toilet paper in the jungle. So you don't see him in the pictures because he was busy researching the product. You wouldn't think that it would be able to grow in the Amazon because there's so much moisture down there. But nature is a wonderful thing. Or the plant actually forms a protective, like a plastic-like coating over the paper part, and you'll see that later when we harvest it. It's an amazing thing that it could grow in the Amazon like that. President Roosevelt and Thomas Patrick Sharman, they made a company that they could bring some of the things that they found back to the United States. It was called the Theodore Roosevelt Thomas Patrick Sharman Amazon Exploration and Import Company. Over the years, the names changed as the companies evolved and changed and everything, and President Theodore Roosevelt died 5 years later at the age of 60 from complications to some of the diseases that he had got while he was in the Amazon. Eventually the company name was changed, and you know it as the international multi-billion-dollar industry known as Amazon. Alright guys, so let's get on with growing. So first of all, we're going to have to go into the house and look for some viable seed, because you can buy certified seed, and I did a video on my favorite seed companies that you can do some research and find a company that'll give you some good viable seed. But it is possible to reuse seed from previous plantings. Hey guys, come on in here and we're gonna look for some viable seed. As you can see, this is where our toilet paper will eventually come to. But over here we keep our seed. So, oh, look at that, we got a good supply here. And the most viable seed is going to be the freshest, so that's what's going to be right on the top. So if you're not planting a whole lot, you can just pick some right off the top, and you want to get rid of the residual toilet paper because that won't do anything good for the plant. All right, we got some good viable seed. Now let's go out and get busy planting. Here's our seed. it's sort of like potatoes. You can actually cut this into smaller strips to get more trees out of one seed. But when you're doing that, you risk not having enough of a volume in your seed to produce a nice sized sprout. So I prefer to use the whole seed. Sometimes I will cut them in the middle if I'm running short on seed. I've made a chart of how the seed sprouts and how it grows. So as you can see here, here's the sprout, and then here's your seed, here's the soil line. It has a lot of shallow roots that'll go out vertically at the top, but the main thing of this plant is it has a deep taproot that goes the whole way down into the soil. It can get 20 feet deep to bring up the nutrients and minerals from deep in the soil. Now you can also use a rooting hormone on this. You can buy a commercially made rooting hormone and put it around the very rim here, because the roots go out from here and the sprout comes up from the middle. But you can also use honey, and sometimes I like to put it in honey and then put some cinnamon on it for a good rooting hormone to help the plant get started quicker. What we're going to do is just dig a little hole in the soil here. And you don't want to plant it more than about halfway down into the soil, because you don't want the roots to get too waterlogged. And you want to plant it in a nice sunny location where the sun is going to come across and catch it during the whole day. It needs probably 6 to 8 hours of sunlight. Alright, so here we go. We're going to plant it here. And it's very important not to get any dirt or mulch or anything down in the middle, because that's where the sprout's going to come up through. So we're just going to put some mulch around it so that mulch helps a lot with the retention of moisture, and it also, when you have good aged mulch like this is almost compost, so it's going to give it a lot of nutrients too. So we're just going to scatter that around here, and I already have this bed mulched pretty thickly, so it's not going to be necessary to do a whole lot. Not going to be necessary to do a whole lot of mulching, I should say. Alright, so there it is. Now we just have to wait, and it usually takes about a week for it to sprout. Here it is sprouted. As you can see, it's got the sprout coming up through the middle. And we will let it grow some more. And next I'm going to show you the buds. Okay, here we are on a more developed tree that you can see the buds and the rolls as they're starting to develop. If you want to come in closer, you can get a nice picture of this bud. Because this is actually a beautiful tree. It's a beautiful plant. So yeah, this is a bud, and it's got a nice red flower on it. That you can see this one's a little bit more advanced, and the flowers started to fade and drop off. But it is a beautiful plant. In fact, I forgot to mention that a lot of hotels advertise that they have toiletries. Hotels is an industry that does like to grow the toilet paper. And you know, toiletries is sort of a funny word for it, but it would be ridiculous to think that they're growing toilets, right? Okay, so one thing you do have to do in the production of this plant is you have to pollinate it. Because in the jungles, you have the iguanas that run around, and they'll get the pollen on their tails as they're running across the trees. And as they're running across the trees, they'll shake the trees, and the pollen will go and pollinate the plant. But here, you have to actually order the pollinator. And of course, you're going to need a pollination distribution device. And I have links for these down in the description below to my Amazon affiliate link. So you can go ahead and look down there if you need to get one for yourself. Alright. So here is my iguana brand of toilet paper pollinator from Thomas Sherman Company product. Okay, so here is my pollination distribution device. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little pollen in the pollination distribution device. And there are buds on this tree that are young that you can't see yet, so we got to pollinate a good bit of the tree. So, ready? We're going to let it pollinate. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Look at all that pollen. That's going to be an awesome job of pollinating these plants. Oh yeah. Okay, next we're going to show you these plants. In about a month we'll come back and we'll see how they've developed, and we'll probably be about ready to harvest by then. Okay guys, here we are a month later, and I'm very, very excited to show you the results of my backyard toilet paper project. As you can see, this is my toilet paper tree. It's gotten pretty huge over the years, but these ones that I pollinated, I wanted to show you guys. You want to come over closer so you can see? You can tell when they're about ready to harvest because their outer husk gets nice and brown, and they droop down also. And when they droop down, it helps prevent the water from getting inside there too. So I'm going to show you how to harvest. You want to be pretty gentle with this stuff. So you want to give it a gentle twist, and then you want to give it a gentle pull to harvest. This is a little stuck, so let me try again. Oh. Well, I guess that worked anyways. Whew. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and harvest it right here. You can just peel off the outer shell. And then you can see the plastic-like membrane that this plant produces. It's really amazing how this does this. Nature is just awesome. So you can peel off the plastic. Yeah, it still has that floral scent from the tree. It's really, really good. I wish you could be here to smell that. I've really been looking forward to using this too. It's been a long wait. So I feel that like my duty is done. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link up here for a video that YouTube says you will like. And over here I'll put a link to my playlist of my most popular videos, and I'll give you 20 seconds to go ahead and pick your video, but I really gotta go try this product.